Hey guys, this is Domination from Team RECsurrection, and with this new September format, I want to bring you guys the updated Inzektor deck. As everyone knows, my two friends here, Dragonfly and Hornet, got limited to 1. And I'm not gonna lie, it hurts the deck pretty badly. I personally think the Dragonfly getting hit hurts a lot more than the Hornet getting hit. I actually only ran 2 to begin with because I don't think he's live as often as, say, Ladybug. I actually like Ladybug a lot more, but, I'm sure people have their reasons for liking him over Ladybug. So, obviously start off, I'm running 1 of each. Right now the deck's emphasis changes from, search Dragonfly, search Dragonfly, search Dragonfly to, recycle Dragonfly. And, with only 1 Dragonfly and 1 Hornet, 3 Centipede have to, pick up the bulk of the work. It still actually works pretty well. And I'm running 2 Ladybug and 1 Hopper. Some of you may be wondering why I choose 2 Ladybug and only 1 Hopper, as opposed to maybe 3 Ladybug. The whole point of Ladybug is that, he's live opening turn, and, the whole star chaining thing, that's just a plus. Say late game in your top decking and you really need a monster, I'd much rather draw a 1700 beat stick than, weak little 500 Inzektor Ladybug here. So, yeah. And of course Hopper still, can work first turn too. I'm running 1 Gigamantis. I kind of want to try to move him up to 2, but I haven't quite worked out what I want to, get rid of yet for him. I thought about maybe moving these Zektkaliber's down to 1 and having him at 2, but I'm still working that out. And I guess here's where the deck gets a little different. Genex ally Birdman. My deck has a bit of a synchro element to it. In the previous format, I actually ran 2 Birdmans. A play I would make a lot would be with these 3. You play Dragonfly, search out a Centipede, and then, make them both 5 stars, and then you would bounce Dragonfly back to your hand with Birdman, and then you would sync for 8. It would be a really good way to make Stardust and, any other level 8s. I wish I could run him at 2, but with only Dragonfly at 1, I can't say he's live often enough, so, too bad. I really liked it, though. And, to pick up the slack for the lack of, Dragonflies, I'm running 2 Tour Guide, 1 Sangan, and with only 1 Hornet, I'm running 2 Armageddon Knight. For the non-Inzektor lineup, the 2 Veilers, BLS, and a Dad. Fairly standard, still. That should be 19 monsters. For the spells, I'm running Inzektors, a Zektkaliber variant, so there's 2 Zekkalibers. Before, you'd be using this to OTK with. Now I still can use it to OTK with since you still have that 1 Dragonfly, but it also serves a secondary purpose to recycle the Inzektors. For other spells, the standard, Dark Hole, Heavy, Book of Moon, Reborn. I'm also running 2 MST and 2 Forbidden Lance. I was going back and forth between 3 MST and 1 Lance, or 2 and 2. I like this better. I think it's a little bit more versatile. 2 Duality. I was running 3 before, but 2, it's still okay. And I'm running 1 Allure. I personally don't like this card very much because a lot of times I feel like it's a gamble, but it's gotten me out of some sticky situations before, so I'm still keeping it in, and 1 Foolish. For my traps, it's fairly light. 3 Call, 1 Mirror Force, and the Solemn Brigade. For my extra deck, I'm running Leviathan, a little glare, Acid Golem, Leviair, Zenmains, Utopia, Shockmaster. Kind of sad about him getting reprinted, but hey, it's all good. My stroke. Probably one of my favorite cards in my extra deck, Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja. This guy's a pain to get rid of. I've had many an opponent groan when they see me play him. Basically, if he hits the field, he's there to stay for 3 turns. Tyrus. A lot of the opening turns, when I'm making Overlink for 5, I have to decide whether I want Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja or Tyrus. I make Crimson Shadow a lot more often. It's because he has a little bit more staying power. And Exostag. I don't make Exostag as often as the other 2, but he's still a really good effect. Can disrupt a lot of decks with his effect. And of course, since I'm running Genex Ally Birdman, I'm running some Synchro monsters. There's Stardust, Colossal Fighter to take on 6 Sams, and I'm blanking on that one. What are they called again? Chaos Dragons. There we go. The funny thing is, actually, after putting this guy in, I've actually never run into another 6 Sam or Chaos Dragon, so I don't know. Ancient Fairy Dragon. I know this guy's really underrated, and but his effect is actually really good. And what I used to do before Inzektor Ladybug came out was the play I would make would be, play Dragonfly, uses effect with say Pot of Hornet or something, and then Special Centipede. Or not Centipede, I'm sorry. Yeah. Play Hopper. And then you use Genex Ally Birdman to bounce the Dragonfly back to your hand. Yeah. Then of course you would sync these 2 off for 7, and you play Ancient Fairy Dragon. And then you use Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect, which allows you to special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand. So you play Dragonfly, and then you go through your whole thing again. Of course, you use your battle phase, but it's all good still. And of course, he can hit Dark World, and he can pop their field spell, so it's pretty good too. I like Ancient Fairy Dragon a lot. There have been times where I have 3,000 defense. I just set him in defense mode, and Chaos Dragon doesn't know what to do with them. Let's see. To finish up the extra deck, Underground Arachnid, probably my other favorite card in this deck. This guy is, just pure evil. You make him with, 1 Dark Tuner, 1 Insect type monster, so it would be Birdman and any Inzektor. His effect is that when this card attacks, your opponent can activate any spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. So, yeah, no Mirror Force, no Deprison. Your opponent can't even activate Call the Haunted to, block the attack. And it gets even worse. His second effect is that once returned, you can relinquish one of your opponent's monsters, so it means you can steal and equip it to him. And if, he's going to get destroyed by battle, you destroy the equipped monster instead. So I've, attacked for a game many times with this. It's like, you play him and your opponent has a set back row, they don't activate it, so then you steal their monster and you attack for a game. It's probably like a Deprison or a Mirror Force, and, they just QQ you. So sad. And to round out the extra deck, it's Gaia Knight. It's just a generic level 6. With Briogon, I needed something, so I could sync with Birdman and Sangan to get the effect. I know Stanza really seems like this card, and to be honest, if there was a better one, I would be playing it instead of him. But for now, I'm sticking with him. For my sides, nothing too special, I guess. 2 Deprison, 2 Light Imprisoning. With this new September format, agents are a thing again, and it hits agents. It deals with Chaos Dragon pretty well too, since they run so many Lightstorm monsters. 2 Bottomless, 2 Decree. There's way too many traps that can stop this deck. Shadow Imprisoning for 1. So, yeah, it's just I'm not very trap heavy anyway, so it seems like the most logical choice. And Storm. I'm choosing Storm over a 3rd MST simply because this card has actually won a few games for me. For those who don't know what it does, it's you can destroy all spell and trap cards you control, then destroy the same amount of spell and trap cards your opponent controls. equals the number that you destroyed on your side. So, this deck does 3 MSTs and all the Inzektor, you can equip. So there's always something to pop for this card. And I kind of view it as like a heavy storm, but in doing so, you're allowing yourself to plus off the effects of the Inzektors. I mean, there's been times where I've had like, a Centipede attached with like a Zektkaliber, and they have Shatter Imprisoning out in the field, and then you don't know what to do. So then you play Storm, you would pop the Zektkaliber, and of course you would bring back something from the graveyard. You pop their Shadow Imprisoning, and then he gets the search, and you get one to your hand. It's so many pluses off of that. So this card, Storm, really puts in a lot of work. I like it a lot. The rest of my shit. My bad. To round out the rest of the side deck, Black Wing Dragon. To deal with the Chainburn matchup. Chainburn is actually a really hard matchup for Inzektors. Even with the Royal Decree, there was times where I ended up synchroing for 8, and I really wish I had this guy. So I decided to put him back in. To Raikou. I was, going back and forth between Snowman Eater and Raikou. I decided to go with Raikou just because he can pop, any card as opposed to just a monster, and, people seem to like using Card Trooper for the mill effect, and, Raikou lets you mill as well. I quite frankly don't like the mill. I think that, people who run Card Trooper to mill, I think that's a terrible idea. It's a huge waste of resources. I mean, this whole deck, there's only, 5 things that you want milled in the graveyard. Hornet, the 2 Ladybugs, and the rest of it, there's 35 other cards in the deck that you don't want in the graveyard, so I don't like milling. There's 2 DD Crow, and 1 extra Veiler. So yeah, that was my Inzektor deck. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be sure to, have some more updates. There are more deck profiles coming from the other members of Team RECsurrection, so be sure to stay tuned. We're probably going to have another deck box giveaway again. I think it'll be the Return of the Duelist Special Edition. So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Domination signing out.